Hello, my most amazing artists. How are you today? It's your teacher, Miss Clark, and I hope you guys said that you are ready to create because today we're going to be learning about a super cool artist named Greg Mike. Now, the cool thing about Greg Mike is that he's a contemporary artist, meaning he is still alive and creating today. He also is from the United States. Now, he's not from Arizona, but he is an American just like you and me. Now, he lives in a place called Atlanta, Georgia, but he travels all over the United States to create his art for people. And he's known as what we call a street artist or a muralist. Now, if you think back to when we learned about the artist Kelsey Montague, a street artist is someone who creates art outside, while a muralist is somebody who creates art up on a wall, a really, really big picture on a wall. Now, we're going to be creating some art inspired by him today. The first thing I want you guys to know is that he likes to create this little character guy. He's like this little cool monster that's like a little square, and his name is Larry Loudmouth. So I'm going to be showing you guys a few pictures of his work next, and I want you guys to be looking and seeing if you can find his super cool Larry Loudmouth in those pictures. Did you guys see him? That's him right there. He's the square little monster with the giant mouth as if he's shouting something positive to say to everybody. Now, if you guys look closely at Greg Mike's work, you might even see some things that you recognize. He likes to take different types of cartoons and he combines them with his own ideas to create a whole new work of art. Alright, now that you guys have learned a little bit about the artist Greg Mike, and you've learned about his super cool Larry Loudmouth as we looked at pictures, I'm going to show you guys how to draw your very own Larry Loudmouth. Now, I know that we're having two different options of activities, but I want you guys to see how to draw Larry Loudmouth because you're going to need it for both activities. So, what you're going to need to do to start drawing a Larry Loudmouth is you guys are going to go ahead and start by drawing 3 lines. That means 1, 2, 3. Wherever you draw 3 lines is going to be a different Larry Loudmouth. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to draw 2 more sets of 3 lines so I can see where all my Larry Loudmouths are going to be. There we go. Once you have these 3 lines, we're going to go ahead and add the eyes. I know Larry Loudmouth is normally starting with a square, but because the eyes overlap with the top of the square sometimes, we don't want to have that top line, otherwise it's going to be going through one of your eyes. That wouldn't look good. So we want to make sure we're using overlapping, meaning when an object goes behind and in front of another object. So, now that I got my lines, I'm going to go in and add those eyes. Now, for Larry Loudmouth, you could go ahead, you could draw 1 eye, you could draw 2 eyes, you could even draw 3 eyes. If you want to challenge yourself and go ahead and draw 10 eyes, like 10 like little baby eyes, go for it. This is your Larry Loudmouth. I'm going to go ahead and do 1 with 1, 1 with 2, and 1 with 3 to give you guys an idea. There we go. Now that we have the eyes drawn, we're going to go ahead and finish those lines. So I'm going to take it right here and connect this line all the way to the eye, stop, skip over the eyes, and continue on the other side. Do you see how that gives you the illusion that it's overlapping, as if this shape right here for these eyes is on top or in front of the square behind? There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other ones, connecting that line. Stop, skip over, continue on the other side. Same up here, drawing that line all the way to the eye, stop, skip over, continue on the other side, just like that. Once we have these shapes done, I want you guys to go ahead and finish the details in the eyes. Maybe you want to go ahead and give them some eyelashes. Maybe you want a reflection of light, coloring in that pupil. It is really up to you with how you want to create those eyes. I'm going to go ahead and color mine in. All right, last eye. There we go. We got 3 Larry Loudmouths with the eyeballs. The next thing we need to add is a mouth. If you think back to those pictures I showed you, his mouth is going to be the shape of a rectangle. So inside those squares, I want you to draw a rectangle. There we go. Once you have those rectangles, I want you to go to the inside of them and turn it into a mouth by adding your details. Think about the different types of teeth you might want to add. You could do curved teeth, you could do pointy teeth, you could add a tongue. It is up to you, but go through, add those details. There we go. Now that we have these done, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and add any details that you want to add. Maybe you want to add some crazy hair, maybe you want to add more eyelashes, maybe you want to add a hat or a bow. It's up to you. Maybe even, I forgot to add a nose, so I'm going to go through and add some noses to my Larry Loudmouths, so they can smell. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and give my Larry Loudmouths speech bubbles. Because they have such big mouths, we know they have something to say. There we go. Now, the reason I added the speech bubbles is because I want you guys to think about what positive or encouraging messages you might want your monsters to be sharing with everybody. Now, the artist Greg Mike, he once said, as a kid, adults always tell you to use your inside voice, to be quiet, to behave like an adult. Now, I want you guys to think, what would you want to say? What would you want your monsters to share with people? What positive, happy, encouraging messages do you want your monsters to shout? So, what I want you guys to do is think about what could motivate somebody, what could brighten their day, and what do you want your monsters to say? Maybe you want them to say, have a great day. Maybe you want them to shout, you're awesome, or you're amazing. It's up to you. But think about what message you want your monster to shout, then go ahead and add it into the speech bubble. Alright guys, so if you look below, I'm going to put two different options for your activities. The first one is going to be just to go ahead and go back into this video and to go ahead and follow along as we go ahead and draw the Larry Loudmouths and add your own speech bubbles. The second option is going to be to take this activity outside. So the next one would be to use chalk or something to take outside where you guys could draw on the sidewalk and create your very own mural by drawing your Larry Loudmouths on the sidewalk. Again, make sure you have your parent permission and you guys know which one you're going to do, but I'll add those activities below.